Before Bandlish sir speech, interaction section with our comrades.
First of all, the President of today's meeting and President of State Bank of India Staff Union Amravati Circle, Comrade S. Kiran Reddy ji, my own President and President of All India State Bank of India Staff Federation, Comrade Arun Bhagoliwal ji in absentia, my senior Vice Presidents, Comrade Kirpakaran ji, Comrade Baisha ji, Shri Ram ji, Philip Koshi ji, your General Secretary, my Senior Vice President, Comrade Chandrasekhar ji, members of the Federation executives who are sitting on the dais, members of the Working Committee of State Bank of India Staff Union Amravati Circle, and my dear comrades who has gathered from every nook and corner of Amravati Circle. First of all, I would like to congratulate you. I would like to congratulate the organizers. I would like to congratulate your leaders, Comrade Chandrasekhar and Comrade Kiran Reddy, for the successful organizing of this youth convention. Since morning I am seeing a lot of people have stormed into this convention center, which is having a capacity of around 3,000 people, but still a lot of people, maybe 1,000, 1,500, are still standing or waiting outside to come inside the auditorium. I really appreciate their comradeship, their commitment to this particular cause of attending this youth convention of this Amravati Circle. Comrades, before I start, as one of the comrades has asked about marketing. What is marketing? Why we need the marketing? And the basic concept that when we were recruited, whether there was some word in the banking like marketing, no, not at all. When I joined the bank in 1984, it was a manual banking. We were not aware of computers. Late Rajiv Gandhi came as Prime Minister of our country. He brought computers in our country. Seeing the challenges ahead of us, the leaders at that time who were not reading what is written on the wall, they have read what is written behind the wall. That is called farsightedness. And during that time only, on 9th June 1989, we signed one computer technology agreement, and according to that agreement, bank was to install the computers, frontline banking as well as like CBS, and the entire staff was compensated for that. Because our basic question to our management was, what is the need of computers in our bank or in banking system? They said if we will introduce the computers, our business will grow, our profits will grow. Then the leadership at that time asked, if your profit will grow, what will be the benefit to us? Why should we agree for computers? Then management has to agree for one increment to the entire staff, right from our DMD to the sweeper. All the trade unions who was operating in the banking sector started charging All India State Bank of India Staff Federation that we have sold the rights of the membership to the management. Because of computerization, lot many people will be turned surplus, and management will be shunting them out of the job either through voluntary retirement schemes or through compulsory retirement schemes. But once they realized after a year, those very trade unions were after us. We are also ready to sign the same technology agreement. You please ensure that an increment is extended to all the employees of public sector banks as well as the private sector banks who were the members of the IBA at that time. We took initiative at the time of 6th bipartite settlement. We asked the IBA that all the trade unions are ready to sign the technology agreement, and it is not possible that State Bank of India will have the computers, rest all other public sector banks will not have the computers. Where will be the competition? How they will compete? And that was the days when liberalization, privatization, and globalization has started in our country. When the economy was opening up, our government was interested to open the economy for public sector, not only for public sector banks, but for private banks, foreign banks, payment banks, and so local area banks, and so on. So what has happened? They also saw that these computers are the need of the hour, and today or tomorrow we will be requiring the computers to beat or to compete with State Bank of India. So they all agreed at the IBA level to extend that increment, and that was how the computerization has started. Because why we started the computerization? This is a little bit of history regarding marketing, I'm touching it. This is the reply of that question only. Why we felt, bank felt the need for computers in our industry, for our banks? Because we have seen it, what is happening in the Western countries. We have seen it, what is happening in the American countries, other countries, then the Asian, South Asian countries, what type of a banking is growing there at. And whatever was happening at that time, even if you call it 1990, maybe that countries were ahead of us by 20 years. But don't forget, that is our future. Whatever the phase the world is handling today, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, that is bound to happen in our countries also. We shifted From manual banking, we have not heard about computers when we joined the bank, to the back office, computerization. After back office, it was CBS, frontline computerization in 2005. And now, from the last 3-4 years or 5 years, you are all listening about the digital banking. Is it not so? Please speak. Are you aware of this digital banking, na? So we have shifted. We are the only people who have seen manual banking, back office, frontline computerization, digital banking. Now is the time for fintech. What is that? We have seen in the foreign countries, we are also the affiliate of UNI, which is having almost 20 crore members from 168 countries. Why we took that affiliation from such a trade unions? Because we wanted to know, because we wanted to consult what is our future. What is the future of trade unions? What is the future of banking industry? If friends, please note it. If you will not change with time, time will change you. In India, if the banking industry trade unions are as important as these were in 60s, 70s and 80s, why today also we are commanding respect from every nook and corner? Even government is afraid of. You have seen it during 21 budget session. Our Honorable Finance Minister, she announced the privatization of 2 public sector banks. Immediately noting it, United Pharma Bank Unions took a call, and in the month of March 2021, we went for 2-day strike. Government could not bring that amendment to the banking laws which paves the way for privatization of the public sector banks, for handing over your public sector banks to the private players like Adani and Ambani's. We were also waiting. When we saw government is not coming out, we took a decision in United Pharma Bank Unions. As and when the business for the amendment of banking laws or banking laws amendment bill will be brought to the parliament, immediately we will restore to the strike action and will not allow the government to so easily go for privatization of the public sector banks. We all feel that this government is very strong government. No doubt it is a strong government. No doubt after so many years, of 20 years or so, or 25 years, this is a majority government. But don't forget your power. You are just like Hanumanji, who has forgotten his power, and somebody is required to remind about your powers. As you know, during 2019 also, government wanted to introduce, or even in fact they have introduced a bill in the parliament that was referred to the standing committee. And ultimately what has happened? When we educated the entire citizen of this country, when the citizens got to know what is that bill, that in case of loss to the public sector banks, The entire loss will be covered through the deposits of the people. We have educated the masses. We had gone on railway stations. We had gone on streets to educate the Indians that under no circumstances this is going to favor us or this is going to favor our country. And ultimately, so much of pressure was developed on the government of India that they had to withdraw that bill from the standing committee. And ultimately, government came out with a statement that this bill stands withdrawn. Similarly is this amendment. As I told you, 21st, in March 21, the Honorable Finance Minister spoke about it in the Parliament in the budget session, but she could not bring that bill. Government tried to bring that bill during December winter session of 2021, but you again went for 2-day strike, and I am very happy to tell you the strength and the anxiety was more in bank employees than the anxiety at the time of wage revision. So seeing that anger of the bank employees, because during that CLC meeting even, government has pointed out that we have not selected the names of 2 banks. We have not decided who the banks will be when these public sector banks' equity will be sold in the market. So when nothing is certain, why you people are observing the 2-day strike? We said to the representative of the DFS that you issue this statement only, that we are not going to privatize the public sector banks, we are ready to withdraw our agitation. But this did not happen, and ultimately 2-day strike was observed during the winter session of the Parliament during 2021. And seeing the anger of the bank employees, till date, government has not again tried to introduce that amendment bill to the banking laws which paves the way for privatization of the public sector banks. So, what we have been seeing, what I mean to say, from that day onwards, you just see how the government is going ahead. What I mean to say, that the trade unions are not afraid of the government or the bank management. What we always see, if you will not change with time, time is going to change you. Because slowly and slowly, our economy is also moving towards the banking, and ultimately no bank branches will be there, no brick and mortar branches will be there. Where this 1 lakh clerical employees will go. Now more and more private sector and foreign banks are coming. If one private bank is opening a branch with 2 or 3 staff, they are having 10 to 15 men on daily wages or on ad hoc. Will you allow? I'm asking you a question. Neither you will allow any privatization outsourcing, nor you yourself will do. Then where the bank will go? This is the need of the hour. We were having 27 to 28% market share of State Bank of India, say about 10 to 15 years back. Today, we are having only 17 to 18% market share. What has happened to 10% market share? Where it has gone? If you see the market, where it is going towards the foreign bank to the private banks. Why? Because they are making the aggressive marketing. When they know that there is a prospective customer of the housing loan, they will not wait till that customer will come to the branch. Some agent of that bank will approach that customer. They will go to his house, take his signature and all documents, and photographs also then and there only, and next day that check or banker check will be delivered at his residence. So why that customer will prefer State Bank of India? What extra we are paying? In this time of competition, is it possible for any bank to give a concessional rate of interest? No, not at all. When there is a stiff competition, as I was telling you, now we are having 17 to 18%. Why? And what is our market share in the urban areas, in the metros? Their entire thing is being washed out. No SME business, no C&I business, nothing of that sort. We are surviving only for the business that we are having in the rural areas. And the private and foreign banks have also understood. They have also understood it, that if they want to establish, they want to grow their business, they have to approach that market. Now they are denting the bank in that rural areas where the market share of State Bank of India is more than 50%. In that business, whatever we have in the rural areas or semi-urban areas is also taken away by the private and foreign banks. Then where will be our survival? Today, our all management feels very happy. Happily they will announce, this year we have achieved a net profit of 50,000 crore. Q1, we have got 17,000 crore profit. Finance Minister will also announce in the Parliament that State Bank of India for the first quarter has earned a gross net profit of 17,000 crores. But in case business will be wiped out, where from you will have the profit? During we established in 1805 first presidency banks, and today is 2023. So 218 years, only once we went in loss. And to survive such a big bank with so many branches and so many people as an employee, is it possible to incur a loss or losses every year? If we will not take care of our share, if we will not take care of our business that is there in the market, then certainly we will be losing. You remember it during 2007 only, after the indefinite strike of 7 days. We have agreed with the bank for this cross-selling. We have made the agreements. We said we will be doing the cross-selling business because at that time other banks were floating their insurance companies, their mutual funds, their SBI, like SBI Life, PNB Life and all these things were being floated. So at that time also, we agreed with our management, yes, we will do the cross-selling, and ultimately the goal was that the commission of this cross-selling will take all the charges that is there in State Bank of India. This cross-selling commission will take care of that. But now, when we see what our competitors are doing, when the competitors are doing aggressive marketing, can you sit silently at your place and wait for the customers to come, or whether your union or your federation should allow the bank to outsource that marketing jobs. We don't want to outsource. We want that marketing jobs will be undertaken by our own people. Like SSL employees, when the bank wanted to give that job to the SSL employees, we were the first to react. We went to the labor code, you cannot outsource. Because of that, bank started this Grahak Mitra cum record keeper promotion for subordinate staff in the bigger branches of scale 4 and 5. So, when we are not allowing the bank to outsource that job, we ourselves will not do that job, then who will do for the bank? Can our bank, which is giving us the bread and butter, can our bank, who is giving the education to our children, can our bank, who is giving so many benefits to us, when interest rates are simple, they are giving 80 lakhs of housing loan, insurance, all these expenses are being taken out by the bank or bared by the bank. We want all the benefits to be extended to us. Yesterday or day before yesterday, we were having a bipartite. In that, we raised dental treatment. Should be reimbursed to the bank, should be reimbursed to the award staff. चाहिए आपको? तो जरा ताली बजा के दिखाइए कितने लोगों को चाहिए? कहां से आएंगे वो पैसे? कभी सोचा है? Have you ever thought of it that we are 1,25,000 employees who are not officers? If even one, only for employees, that scheme is introduced for 10,000 rupees reimbursement per annum, how much will be the cost? 10,000 multiplied by 1.25 lakhs. This will be only for employees, not their dependents, nor your children, neither your children nor your wife. How much will be the expenses? Where from that amount will come? We are asking for executive health checkup. Who will bear that cost? Abhi, our senior vice president, was giving a very smilingly, he was telling Kripakaranji that you are going to get 30% from your net profit. If you are expecting 30%, you have to grow by 50% also. And growth these days can only be possible through marketing only. I am not saying that you invest from your pocket. I am not saying that you work for more than 6.5 hours. I am not saying. I am saying your job is only for 6.5 hours. Federation has made so many agreements that our members will go for the marketing. When you are going for the marketing, you have to restrict it to 6.5 hours, whether they take it in the banking hall, or they take it in the market. That is 6.5 hours. Now, second question of yours is separate scale, separate, what we will get out of that. What for you are getting the petrol, can you tell me? Any one of you? Even the subordinate staff is getting 13 liters of petrol. What for? When you are getting the conveyance allowance for commuting from residence to the office, for going any duty, official duty, you are being reimbursed by the bank for payment of your bills. Then what for they are paying you so much of liters of petrol? Still, I am not saying that this petrol is meant for marketing. I'm not saying. But you realize yourself, why, in what form are we getting these benefits? I remember during this 11th bipartite only, one of the trade unions, they have demanded that 400 conveyance allowance should be converted into 5 liters of petrol. Then the chief of the negotiating committee, he was the chairman of the public sector banks of Union Bank of India. He openly said, not even a single liter of petrol to the award staff. Not even a single liter of petrol. We are paying you 400, that is sufficient. You can increase that amount of your kitty, out of your kitty. Not otherwise. But we cannot provide you, give you a single liter of petrol. But you are getting 13 liters of petrol for subordinate staff. How it has become possible? It is only and only because of the skills and negotiating capacity of the leadership of All India State Bank of India Staff Federation. Just for the security of your jobs, just for the safety and security of our bank, just for protecting the employment, marketing is must these days. But compensation, I'm not saying you will not get. You will certainly get whatever compensation is required. I mean, conveys, allowance, whatever you are going to spend it separately for the purpose of marketing. If you are going to, you have not to use your personal phone. That phone will be provided by the bank. Conveyance will be given by the bank. And whatever the things required for that purpose, that has to be provided by the bank. But as a member of All India State Bank of India Staff Federation, we have to go for the marketing. Is that clear to all of you? जरा जोर से बोलिए यार, ताली बजा के बता दिया कीजिए. Anybody is having any doubt about it or any other question in this regard? Any other question? Yes.
For all the employees, irrespective of the gender and the other conditions, sir. Sabbatical.
Ma'am, that is our demand. You want for male members sabbatical leave.
Sir, for all the employees, sir.
You know how many ladies staff are there in the bank first?
Sir.
40%.
Yes, sir.
60% is the male.
Yes, sir.
If everybody will be given that 2 years or 3 years or 4 years,
Sir.
what percentage of extra staff will be required in the bank?
Yes, sir.
And one day they will all be back. Then what the bank will do? Unnecessarily paying the salary of that extra staff.
In that way, we can.
Because it is only for 2 years.
Sir.
Out of 30 or 35 years or 38 years of your service,
Yes, sir.
you will be having a sabbatical leave of 2 years.
2 years.
So it means only 5%. 5% extra staff is required. Na? It means they should recruit 5,000 more clerks. What they will do when all the people will be back? So that is the extra expenditure that the bank is quoting. But as NCB, as UABU, we have demanded not only the sabbatical leave for all, but a sabbatical leave with half salary for the lady staff also.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
For award staff is 10 lakhs ceiling, sir. For sub staff it is 6 lakhs. It is including of both two-wheelers and four-wheelers. Is there any possibility to separate it from two-wheeler or four-wheeler, sir?
Let this wage revision be over. After that, this limits will be reviewed.
Thank you, sir. Sir.
Because you are paying, then only they will consider the separate amount or increase in amounts.
Sir, one more, sir. Sir, after the COVID situations, some treatments are not hospitalized, sir. That means doctors are not permitting to take them as inpatients.
He is saying hospitalization.
Yes, sir.
Hospitalization.
Hospitalization, sir. Domiciliary treatment, they are treating as a casualty.
Domiciliary treatments except cold and flu, everything is covered under the list of domiciliary treatment. But unfortunate part is every disease is having different names. If you are having a cancer, suppose, cancer will be called cancer, but blood cancer will be separate. Bone cancer will be separate. So these are called by separate names. So we have requested the bank to issue a clarification that all brothers and sisters of the diseases mentioned in the domiciliary list will be reimbursed and paid.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, the employees who are diabetic are getting reimbursement for glucometer only once during the service period.
That has been taken up. Shortly, it is going to be once in 3 years.
Sir, our bank has provided personal accident insurance for corporate salary package account or the state government salary package account.
Means locker and...
No, sir. Personal accident insurance, we have no coverage, sir. For our employees,
Your
LOE.
personal insurance, I am paying that premium. For 3 lakhs, it is insured already.
Yes, sir.
Sir, for our staff.
Bank is ready to pay if you are ready to shift your family along with your luggage. Should we agree for transfer policy? Just ask. The people are sitting. How many people out of you will agree for the transfer policy? That you, like officers, should be transferred. Then what for? When we are talking that your transfer policy, we have reduced from that. You have gone for the redeployment policy agreement. You have seen that. Now it is restricted in the single transfer policy to a region. Yes. How big the region is? You tell me, in a city like Hyderabad, there is 2-3 AOs, 8 to 10 regions. If from one branch to another branch, there is hardly 5 kilometers, you need to carry your luggage also. You will not be shifting your residence.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I have come up with 3 questions, and in that one question is already clear that dental treatment should be included in medical reimbursement for at least above 50 years of age. I think so.
50 years of age?
Yes. Tooth decay will be more for that age people, so that dental reimbursement will be given to.
I am saying, sab marenge milke. 50 years ke liye mangenge sab youngsters se.
Yes.
He says that dental treatment at least should be there for above 50 years of age. You don't want. Less than 50 years you don't want. Sare youngsters se.
Yes.
Average age of the employees in State Bank of India is 37 years.
Yes, yes.
So you have to wait for next 13 years.
No,
By
sir.
that time I will be retired.
Sir, one more question, sir. The medical reimbursement for 3rd child delivery onwards. Medical reimbursement for 3rd child delivery onwards, sir. As of now, 2 deliveries. 3rd child delivery.
Government of India is not encouraging. If you go to that different organizations, they are forcefully trying to implement this family planning in all the departments as far as the Constitution of India. They want constitutional amendment also.
Sir, yeah. Sir, at least. Sir, at least if the deliveries for is a couple, they have born as a couple, and in that one child is a PHC or mentally retarded, at least the 3rd baby delivery should be reimbursed.
In case it is like that, that you represent
Yes.
through your General Secretary, will take
Sure,
that case.
sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, one more, sir. Sir,
You said 3 only.
Sir.
You have asked 5.
No, one more question, the last question, sir. Sir, individual CDS grading system is there, sir. Individual CDS grading system is there. I would like to need a amendment that it be changed to branch grading system, so that some of the employees are getting demoralized. They are not, all the staff in the branch are not getting incentives.
Why this CDM system was introduced in the banking? It was introduced because we all the time we were protesting to the bank that our CR, our credit, our report is in the hand of the branch manager. If we will take part in the union activities, we will not get 10 marks. He is blackmailing us. Because of that thing, we had given it everything to the system so that it should calculate and branch manager should not have anything in his hand. So initially it was started with 70% through computers and 30% through manual. Again, now it has been moved to 80% and 20%. So slowly and slowly we are moving towards that system where the branch manager will not have any control or say in awarding any marks number, so that you can freely participate in the union activities, that is youth convention.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Extended to the spouse of male employees also. Nutrition allowance. Because of we are take care.
No, nutrition allowance is only for the ladies, na?
Yes, sir. This is extended to spouse employees also. Because we are take care of children, sir.
No, that is only for the employees who are working in the bank. It was given on the Women Days, na? On 8th of March last year. So what is the net? That gents also should be given. Then what will be the award for the ladies? That bank has given it on the Ladies' Day. If it will be given to all, then what extra is being given to them?
Yes, sir. We are also required for that, sir. For we
you
are more work for growing children,
You are being paid the salary, na? What you are doing with your salary? You can't eat your roti with your salaries, then whatever the salary is there. I am getting 1,50,000. I feel it is more than sufficient.
Okay.
This is what I am asking you. You are getting your salaries, na? That is the incentive given by the bank to its working employees, working ladies in the bank on the Women Day. That is a special announcement for a Women Day only.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, one more, sir. Night duty allowance may be granted to the watch and ward staff. Night duty allowance.
Why? Security staff has to work day and night.
Yeah.
Branches has to be guarded. Why the allowance should be paid? Because they have to work in the shifts only.
Actually, some of the watch and ward staff working on day duty, sir.
Hey?
Where chest branches is there, they are only working on night duty, sir.
So what?
They need.
Because watch and ward staff is suppose tomorrow all the Faujis will come and say night allowance should be given to us, who will guard that border? It will be a very difficult situation. Watch and ward staff has to perform the duties round the clock. It is not only the one staff, it is on rotational basis. It is the clerical staff who is supposed to work from 10 to 5. In case they are being called in the night or some inconvenience is caused to them, then only that allowance is being paid. Watch and ward staff is basically appointed for that purpose only.
Thank you.
Thanks to our leadership, nobody is forcing to take leave. But my question is, in our bank, there is quarterly verification by the officers every quarter. So yearly 4 times verification will be done. So taking mandatory leave for the cash in charges doesn't making that purpose, in my opinion, sir. So if you remove the cash in charge in sensitive position, even if there is a change in incumbency, there is complete verification by the giant custodians, by all the gold loans. But if at all surprising one night, fortnight, you will be on leave. So if anything happens, how to establish there is a confusion, sir?
It is not the confusion. It is regarding that gold loans only. When gold loans are kept in the branch and the continuous one person is sitting as an in charge of this strong room, then there is every likelihood that the gold may be impure or sufficient quantity of gold is not there in the strong room. So there may be inspections, but inspection is not bringing out all the true positions. That is what they have started with, and in case it will not be required, it will be removed. Like it was introduced in 17, 16, 17. Again 19 it was removed. This has been brought because of lot many frauds in the gold loan in 2022. So now we are asking the bank to give the 10 days as a special leave. So this was also discussed in that bipartite meeting. We have demanded that 10 days mandatory leave should be sanctioned, and that should be mandatory leave should be a special leave. It should not be debited to our leave account.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. In these days, in this year, in clerical staff working in AO and RPO are given by measurable role, sir. Is it necessary to measure
the measurable role? You see what type of a measurable role it is. Don't go by the heading measurable roles. In case it is connected with your seat, then it is valid. Na? They are not asking, they are not giving you how many current accounts you have opened, not how many savings bank account you have opened. So what are the KRAs that they have given it to you?
The KRS are correct, sir, but they are giving that through YONO how many loans are provided.
That is the figure of the RBO. That is not your personal output. I am asking you, is that KRA is particularly about your performance, how you are performing, or they are asking you a data of your region on the seat that you are working? So for the team you are not supposed to do, then why you will be doing it? Then what for that KRA will be there? In case still that is there, you write it to your General Secretary, let him write to me, we will take up with the bank. Seeing your strength here in this hall, in this convention hall, I was very happy seeing about 4,000 people have gathered here on one call of our General Secretary from Amravati Circle. So that shows the eagerness of our employees, their mentality, their sincerity, their loyalty towards this organization. Why we have started organizing this? Youth conventions. Youth conventions, why all of a sudden we have felt it that youth conventions are very much important to be organized throughout the country, at least one in each circle. It is out of our experience because from 1986, because the government has banned the recruitment, so we were not having any person at the recruitment beyond 0.75% till 2000. From 2000 onwards, they have dismantled they have removed all the BSRBs who was making the recruitment for banking sector. And we had to do a lot of agitation to force the bank to start the recruitment process in our bank, in public sector banks. So in case you calculate at the rate of 0.75% for 14 years starting from 86 to 2000, it comes to 10.5%. And 2000 to 2008, there was no recruitment at all. So means what? For the last 22 years, we did not have any recruitment, particularly in State Bank of India. 22 years is quite a big period. There is a generation gap after 22 years. Now, we were happy that listening to our demand, the bank has started the process of recruitment. That too at the time when first global meltdown came in 2007, when throughout the world, all the banks, all the companies were removing their employees, it was only the State Bank of India who was recruiting that employees. And in 2009, January 5th, we asked 25,000 employees to join State Bank of India. Since 1999, we had made the career progression agreement because at that time we felt that for the last 20 years, 25 years, people were not getting their chances to be promoted out of cadre or in cadre. Even for JMGS1, the person who has been called once, next year it was not sure whether he will be called again or not, because test was not conducted regularly. So after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, they were conducting that test. And there was a ratio of 6 times, whatever the number of vacancies will be, they will be calling the employees. So in that 6 times, in case the vacancy is 300, it will be 1800. In case the vacancy is 250, it will be 1500. So 300 people, those who had appeared for the test but have not succeeded in the last examination, they were not being called. Same was the position for in-cadre promotions. Tellers were being promoted in the branch seniority. Head clerks they were being promoted on the state seniorities. So people were not able to join the branches where they were asked to because of the job, because of that particular head clerk vacancy. And every day morning, there was a lot of hue and cry for officiating purposes. So this was the scenario. So at that time, the federation leadership, they took a call that we should go for career progression agreement. We could convince our management that after a certain period, the employee has put in the bank. After that, he should be promoted as a senior assistant, then as a special assistant. So like this, it was started. So in 2009, when the recruitment started, so we had, in the career progression for out of cadre promotions, we have kept at 6 years for out of cadre promotion. As I told you, from 1991, liberalization, privatization, globalization period has started. So it was almost, government jobs were stopped, so almost people were recruited by the private companies. And a corporate culture has come in the new generation that has taken birth during this period of 1986 to 2009. Because these people have come during that corporate culture, they were not aware of what is trade unionism. During 1991, 92, 93, communism has almost vanished from the entire world. It was depicting, it was depleting, or it was reducing. And now also you see, except China, we don't see anywhere in the world that communalism is existing. Because of that, the trade union, the pressure that the trade unions used to have, that started reducing in the period of LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. And slowly, whatever and whichever trade union has observed or tried to block the way, tried to block the work, they have failed in their mission, and ultimately their strike was also not successful. It was only the banking sector. We could strike, we could exert pressure, but that was only for selected issues that we were opposing the government also. On those selected issues, we were successful. But those employees who have joined the bank in 2009, they were brought up in the corporate culture, and since they were taking the trade union leadership, they were feeling as if they are also the political leadership. So they were not inclined to come forward, join the trade union as used to be the culture in 70s and 80s. So because of that, everybody started, whosoever was recruiting in the bank, they started thinking of promotion. And moreover, our management also propagated in the same way. They also was teaching these employees that after a certain period of 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you have to take the promotion. After 4 years, you will become the TO. After you pass the CIB, GIB exam, after 5 years, if you have completed both the parts, you will be promoted after 5 years. And in case you have completed one part, then after 6 years, seniority channel, then merit channel, then seniority channel, and so on. So all the employees, those who were being recruited by the bank, no doubt, no hassle in that it was only done at the behest or at the agitational path of All India State Bank of India Staff Federation. But all these employees looking at the promotional channel for that too, for the out of cadre. So at that time, we waited. Okay, no problem. They have come slowly, and they are all youngsters. Maybe after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they will start coming to the trade unions. And the trade union like All India State Bank of India Staff Federation, which is a non-political body and survived for the last 75 years, we are taking care of the employees. So slowly employees will come and join the trade union. They carry on, they will carry on. They will hold the baton in their hands from the older people, those who are getting retired. But during this period also, more and more people started retiring. Branches became vacant for the senior people, and only the new people They came in 2008 batch, 2009 batch, 2010 batch, 2012 batch, 2014 batch, and so on. We had been asking continuously, we had been asking the management, like we had been asking the bank till today. This time also we had asked the bank. We have written the letters to the bank that we are not having the sufficient manpower. You recruit more and more people, but not at the cost that they will not come forward and join the trade unions. We have not dreamt for that. We are not blocking your way not to go for the promotion. Our trade union in the banking sector, particularly All India State Bank of India Staff Federation, is not coming in your way to block for promotion. Those who are interested for promotion, let them take part actively in the trade union activities when they are clerical staff. Once they are promoted, they can take part in the other union which is in operation in State Bank of India itself. So, in a way, we want that all the employees should take part actively in the trade union activities to keep the strength of this union alive. Worldwide, this is famous that the banking unions are very strong in India. Banking union means particularly the Union of State Bank of India. So they have tried their all things. They have brought private banks, they have brought foreign banks, they have come up with that local area banks, payment banks, and so many things. Sometime apprentice, sometime all these things, just to weaken the trade union, just to weaken your association, just to weaken your federation, which is being operational in the State Bank of India. Since all this leadership who is sitting on the dais is almost on the verge of retirement, somebody will be retiring next month, some will be retiring 3 months, some will be having 6 months, somebody will be retiring after 2 years, somebody will be retiring after 3 years, 4 years, but not beyond that. So we need the young blood in this trade union. Because we are a non-political trade union, we have kept this provision in our constitution. The day we retire from the services of the bank, we will be retiring from this trade union also, whatever the position we may be carrying as on date. We cannot continue, or we will not continue in the position after our retirements. We will not continue. We will not remain in the trade union. You will not be there. You will not be coming forward. Then who will be taking over the baton from us? Can you tell? We will be retiring. You will not be coming forward. Will this union be closed? Will this federation be closed? बोलिए जरा जवाब दीजिए यार. So, what is the alternative? Alternative is the youth. When we were aspiring, we were demanding the recruitment. Only feeling that we used to have at that time was, we need young blood. Because famous saying है, होश और जोश दोनों मिल के काम करेंगे, the results will be better. You have to participate. You have to come forward. You have to learn the things. You have not to learn the history. What sacrifices our previous people had given it for the success of this federation. Why this federation was floated. Who has floated it? What was the aim for it? What were things? Awards came. Ultimately, we shifted to bilateralism. Where from this bilateral agreement started? Why this was started? Why we did not go for the awards? Like this central bipartite, central government is making 7th bipartite, 8th, 6th, this pay commission, 7th pay commission, 5th pay commission. Why we are not resorting to these pay commissions? Why we have come down to this bipartite settlements? So all this history you need to learn, because there are many disgruntled people among ourselves who will always be teaching that we should switch over to the central bipartite. in the seventh bipartite, seventh pay commission. Whereas you got 11, in the 11th bipartite you got 15%. So your periodicity is 5 years. You will be twice getting the wage revision during the 10 years period. So we have to learn all these things if you will come, because Rome cannot be built in a single day. It is not like that you will come and remember all the books, you will read it, and one day you will be master of all the instructions. It is not. When you are going to discuss the matter with the branch managers, will easily he agree? The matter that you have to go up, AGM, then DGM, then GM, then CGM, then DMD, then MD, then chairman. And when you are going to IBA, there will be a committee of chairmen. 7 chairmen of different 7 banks are sitting in the negotiating committee with whom we have to negotiate. If you will not come forward, you will not learn the things. You will not be having the sufficient experience with you. Then how you will hold that baton in your weak hands? How you will fulfill the aspirants of your comrade colleagues who are with you? Like you are all happy when Chandrasekhar gets up. You all start clapping. Why? Because he is able to fulfill your all demands. Our faces are not good. It is not the liking of the faces. Our work is being liked by the members. Similarly, you have to grow to that level. You have to learn the things. And by the time we are going to relinquish, we are going to retire from the bank, from the state union, you should be in a position to take over the reins and the baton in your hand. It is like a relay race. One baton has to be handed over to the next person while running itself. You cannot stop on the way. You will lose the battle otherwise. While one runner is running, second will start running with itself and hand over the baton to him, and he will also continue his running. So we cannot afford to stop on the way. So this was the requirement for this youth conventions. Why I said we all discussed it at length to bring more and more people in this youth convention. At least by this youth convention, if we are able to bring 100 people close to the union, that is the net gain that associations will have. Every person cannot be a leader because masses are also required. But at least 100 people are required in each circle who can actively take part in the trade union activities. And those 100 people, those who are actively taking part, out of that they will grow another 500 people. Slowly and slowly, everybody will be active. Today, you are finding the promotional opportunities. But I am telling you, stagnation is going to come in your bank. The day is not far off. 37 years is the average age. Our bank is just like a pyramid. One person at the top and its base is heavy. Because all these days, all these years, a person less than 40 years has become the chief manager, or he has become the AGM. Where from the promotional opportunities will come? Until unless there is an expansion, until unless there is a retirement, where from that vacancies will come. If the vacancies will not be there, promotions chances will not be there. Ultimately, all the people will be stagnant, either at the clerical level or at 1 level or at the 2 level maximum. Because the more, it is just like a pyramid. The more, the above you will go, lesser will be the vacancies. Because expansion will not be that much. Because you are not growing with the business that much. So, क्या हुआ? Special request to the lady comrades that they are 40% in number in recruitment in our bank. The day is not far off when they will be more than 50%. And You have seen it, what has happened in the parliament day before yesterday. They have also passed a bill keeping a reservation of 33% for 15 years. Because they feel ladies have to be brought up. They have to be carried with you until and unless you will come forward. Who will take care of the problems of the ladies? Because ladies cannot discuss the problem with the giant. There are certain problems. They cannot tell. Lady can discuss with the ladies. So, ladies are also required. Today, when we are constructing, when we are forming our federation executive, no lady is there. When we are constructing the circle executives, how many ladies are there? Out of 41 or 2 or 3? When you are seeing your working committee, Chandra, how many ladies are there in your working committee? 5. Out of 76, only 5. See the ratio. So, we have to do something. First, let everybody should be actively participate in the union activities. Second, we have to keep certain provisions for the lady comrades. If they are not coming at will, you have to force them to come to the trade union activities. Like in SBISUAC, State Bank of India Staff Association, I have kept 40% seat in the organizing secretary reserved for lady comrades only. So similar type of work has to be done. We have to change with the time, as I said it, for marketing. We have to change with the timings only. If you will not change, 70% of the ladies will be there. Only 30% of the male will be there. 30% male cannot take care of the 70% ladies. They will be feeling, we don't have any place here. So, everybody has to come forward, irrespective of the gender, whether they are male or they are females. They have to come forward, take active part in the trade union activities, because I can say with guarantee, today also, majority of the youngsters are here. We are not being given the first preference. Whenever some work will be there, they will try to explore it, get it done through their known person, whether he's an officer, whether he's an AGM, whether he's a DGM, whether he's an IS officer. They will approach him first. He will try. When he will say it is not possible, only Chandra can do it, then you will come to Chandra. If AGM, DGM cannot do, if IS officer or the ministers cannot do, Chandra can do, then who is more powerful? So you yourself can judge it. You have to create an atmosphere where the members can believe you. You can get their work done. Today, it is the same sentiments that is prevailing in the banking industry. If we are getting something done, we are taking up the issues, we are getting the issues done, we are achieving that issues. That is why all the members of the different affiliates of All India State Bank of India Staff Federation trust All India State Bank of India Staff Federation. Comrades, because already timings काफी हो गया है ना? Lunch का भी timing हो गया. Otherwise, I wanted to talk to you because I was very happy seeing your strength. But unfortunately, I'll tell you on the 12th bipartite settlement. In January 31st, we had taken up the 6 issues or 5 issues for strike. If you remember, we had given a strike call. Out of that 5 or 6 issues, one was the 5-day banking. 5-day banking, consensus has been made between all the unions and IBA. It has been sent to the Government of India, and we are expecting it very soon. It will be through by the government also. Another issue was wage revision. Wage revision we have started. IBA is saying that they want to complete these negotiations before 1st December this year. We have told them we are agreeing, we are ready, you start calling the meetings, we are ready to discuss the matter. Under that, only one meeting of that full committee and one meeting of the subcommittee has taken place. In that effective date will be 1st November 2022. Periodicity of the 12th bipartite settlement will be 5 years. DA merger will be 8,088. These 3 points had been discussed. In subcommittee, we have discussed so many things. Circular was sent to you regarding that 150% HRA. They have agreed to give that allowance on the certificate basis instead of receipt. Similarly, educational allowance for the 2 children, they are agreed that they will be giving it right up to graduation. Learning allowance also they have agreed. So many things because one meeting has taken place. So whatever has agreed in that meeting, that was subject to cost, because they are asking us and they have not provided us the data. So once the data will be provided to us, to the unions, we will be negotiating with them how much increase is required. So out of that kitty only, we will be in a position to go for loading and to go for all these allowances, and whatever will be spared, that will be taken into account as far as the loading is concerned. So pension updation has also started. That tapering of DA was there. That has also been agreed by the UABU. We have signed one agreement with the IBA. So that is also over. So recruitment, regarding recruitment, because we are also feeling that there is a lot of pressure on the bank employees, but bank is always ready to discuss the matter in terms of this productivity, profitability per employee, productivity, and all these things. We said we are ready to discuss, but I do not know how many of you are working beyond 5 o'clock. Because our leadership is time and again saying our membership is pressing hard, they have to work late in the evening, they have to go home late in the evening. Every time they are cursing me, they are asking me. But when I see to you, you are so happy about 5-day banking, even for that 40 minutes extra work is to be done. If 40 minutes extra work you are ready to do, it means you are ready to complete, you are in a position to complete your job till 4:45. But still, we are asking the bank to recruit more and more clerical staff in the bank. Bank has agreed. Initially, they have said that it will be 5,000 recruitment figure, but 8,400 vacancies have been approved, which are going to be issued very soon. So, friends, अभी क्या खाना शुरू हो गया क्या? आपने खाना तो खा लिया होगा, आवाज लगाएंगे नारे की? नहीं लगाएंगे? नहीं लगाएंगे, वो पीछे कह रहे नहीं लगाएंगे। बोलिए, आवाज ही नहीं आ रही है। नहीं आ रही तो मैं चलता हूं भाई, अगर आप नहीं लगाना चाहते। अगर आप नारों का कुछ जवाब देना चाहते हैं तो बताइए, देंगे जवाब? ऑल इंडिया स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया स्टाफ फेडरेशन जिंदाबाद, जिंदाबाद। ऑल इंडिया स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया स्टाफ फेडरेशन जिंदाबाद, एनसीबी जिंदाबाद, एनसीबी जिंदाबाद, यूएबीयू जिंदाबाद, यूएबीयू जिंदाबाद, जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद, इनकलाब जिंदाबाद, जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद, इनकलाब जिंदाबाद, जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया स्टाफ यूनियन अमरावती सर्कल जिंदाबाद, जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया स्टाफ यूनियन अमरावती सर्कल जिंदाबाद, जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद। थैंक यू कॉमरेड्स, थैंक यू वेरी मच।